This video is trying easier instead of trying harder. So I was having a conversation with my friend today, and he brought up a line of thought, and basically it boils down to the fact that we can be slamming our heads against something and trying as hard as we can and not making any progress. But when we look at what we can do to make the situation easier, then it can really change the way that we approach the whole situation, and it can change the results so drastically. So I know in my life personally, the biggest things that have gotten me through these really major depressive episodes is having things in my life that I've built as habits to get myself through the hardest times and to let go of some of those emotions and just have a space where I can vent these things and talk about them with people that I care about, and even just people online. I do care about y'all as well, but it's a different kind of relationship, I think. But that being said, I really would not have been able to make these last couple of videos if I hadn't had music and I hadn't had art and I hadn't had this YouTube channel to support me through my really hard depressive episodes. And I think it's just incredibly eye-opening and awareness building that this has been the year that I've worked the least. I have stressed the less, and I have, been trying the easiest. And I've had the most results out of that. And I've had the most change in my life, and I've had the most growth and healing that I've ever had. And I spent years trying to buckle down and cut my spending and, all this stuff to try and force myself to get through and to get to a better place. And none of it happened until I let go and just accepted my situation and did the things that made my situation easier instead of just forcing myself to try harder. I think it's so incredibly important to change the way you think about these things. And we have a culture where it kind of emphasizes this insane amount of grind and, just using all of your energy and all of your money to better yourself. And if you get a cup of coffee, then you're somehow not trying hard enough. Or if you treat yourself to dinner, then somehow, like, oh, that money could have been used to change your future. And it's like, well, it wouldn't have changed my future if I was sitting there depressed in my apartment, not doing anything with it. So at least I did something. At least I got out of the house. At least I networked with people. At least I had a positive experience that helped me approach the rest of my week in a more positive way. It's been just really hard to ignore the times in my life where I've gone and pampered myself, or I've done my nails or my hair or something like that, and it's put me in such a better mindset and where I'm able to accomplish so much more during that period because I invested in myself than I would have ever done if I hadn't have made that investment. And I think that cumulatively adds up over time. And I've started my own career, I've started my own business, I am doing this YouTube channel, I'm doing music, I'm doing art, I'm doing more things for myself than I ever have, but none of it feels hard, none of it feels difficult, none of it feels like I'm grinding to do it. It feels like this is what I want to be doing, and this is what is coming to me naturally, and it feels easy. And it wasn't something that just happened overnight, it was something that took years to cut out the things in my life that were causing me stress slowly. Because you can't just wake up one day and be like, I'm just going to cut out all the stress in my life, because it took you a really long time to get that stressed out. And most people don't have the resources or the housing stability or the food to go and just completely throw everything in their life out and start anew. The mental energy, the fortitude, like, that's just not something that's realistic. I think that people want to have these quick solutions and they want to have these things that they can see the results. But the hardest part about growth is a lot of times you really don't see it. And you just kind of have to do the right thing and just have faith that it's going to work out. And, you know, again, I can really understand how hard it is when you can't see those things to keep going. And especially when this is so hard to do. It really is incredibly hard work healing. And if you're watching this, I just want to make sure you know that you're doing something that's really hard right now. And just to please be patient and kind to yourself, because it's going to take you a really long time to unlearn all those trauma behaviors and to cut that stress out of your life and to get in a better place. And you're going to have to make some sacrifices, and it might move a little bit more slowly than you want it to. But I promise you that every day it gets a little bit better. And when you look up from the work you've been doing and you can see your house being a comfortable space, when you can see your walls full of art that you made, and you know you have recordings on your computer of the music that you're making, those things add up. And maybe you have different passions, and that's 100% cool, but being able to see those things come into reality and the work you do having an effect, and there, even in my worst days, I can look up and just be happy with my apartment, and that's something I never had before. So if you're watching this, just remember not to give up. Remember that it's not supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be a grind. It's not supposed to be constant stress. And there are definitely ways that you can remove the stressful things from your life. So I hope y'all got some peace from that. And I just want to send as much love as I can to anyone who's listening. And I thought I'm going to end this specific video. And I'm going to wish y'all much love, as always. I'll see you next time.